All right, welcome to the sixth and the last session of our corporate etiquette workshop. I want to believe it has been an interesting journey for you. I've been enjoying myself. I know I've been doing all the talking, but to be honest, I've been enjoying myself doing so. And I want to believe that you're also enjoying yourself listening to me. By the way, if you're not enjoying yourself listening to me, I will appreciate your feedback. I would like you to drop your feedback in the comment section, right? Okay, now, in this session, we are going to look at handling workplace challenges. There will be a number of challenges that are going to crop up within the workplace, whether it is you handling a difficult colleague or managing stress. It's critical that we all learn crisis management, which is one of the reasons why at Jumo Resource Center here we created a course on counseling and conflict resolution. And taking that course, I would strongly recommend that course also for you, counseling and conflict resolution. Now, there is no mechanism that can be put in place within the workplace that can completely prevent, eradicate conflict within the workplace. No matter how much measure we put in place, there will still be some level of skirmishes. What we always try to do, leveraging corporate etiquette, is to minimize it. Keep it small, keep the number small, keep the occurrence minimal. That is the best that we can do. But to totally rule out and to think that there will be no conflict within the workplace, it will completely be difficult. So what I want to do in this session is to look at 5 different types of workplace conflict. And then as we look at them, I will be talking about how you can handle them, right? So the first one I would like to talk about is conflict with colleagues. Conflict with colleagues will likely be the most common types of conflict that you are going to find within the workplace. And in order to address this properly and handle this properly, I will advise that you address issues professionally and calmly. It's important that you don't lose your cool, you don't lose your temper in the process of discussing, in the process of deliberation, and that you don't, as a result of the fact that you have been harmed maybe emotionally, and then begin to malign, making statements that are not true about the other person just because you are angry with the other person. So all of these are things that comes up when you lose your cool. Because when you lose your cool, you lose your temper, you talk anyhow and all that. So it's important for you to, calm yourself down. The next is focus on resolving problems, not blaming individuals. It's important for you to focus on what is the root cause of the problem and how can you get it quickly resolved. This is very, very important. Focus on the solution. The next is to seek mediation if necessary. It becomes necessary, you can seek mediation, you can ask somebody, you can report to somebody, maybe a superior or a fellow colleague whom that other colleague respects. You understand? You can report the person and say, please, can you help me and talk to this our colleague? We are having some issues. And then the person can mediate and try to bring in some resolution, right? The next type of workplace conflict we're going to look at is handling what we call workplace criticism. Workplace criticisms are the types of conflict that comes from criticism because you are criticized for not doing your work properly. And the easiest way to both prevent and deal with this type of conflict is to accept feedback with open mind and willingness to improve. There is need for you to be willing. You need to have that heart of wanting to get better at what you are doing, right? So that when people criticize you, you don't take it too personal. When you don't have that heart, that willingness to improve, that willingness to do better, there's every chances that when you are criticized, you are going to take it very, very personal, right? The next is to ask for clarifications and view criticisms as a learning opportunity. If somebody have criticized you and you feel offended by it, ask the person for clarification. It's possible that in the process of offering that criticism, the person was not constructive enough, and because the person was not constructive enough, the person has used certain words that offend you. By asking for clarification, you give the person the opportunity to re-explain his or herself in a more acceptable terms and a more constructive way, right? And then also, I also mentioned the issue of viewing criticism as a learning opportunity. Every time you are criticized, see it as an opportunity to learn, even if the criticism is not true, it's not factual. But that ability to take in the criticism without reacting, without outburst, is also another thing that you can learn. And you can't learn until you begin to take criticism very, very frequently. Just as somebody say, you can't learn swimming by reading about swimming. You learn swimming by swimming. So if you want to be able to bear criticism, you have to take criticisms very, very often, so that you know how to bear criticism and how to remain calm under criticism. And the next is what? Avoid reacting emotionally or defensively. Because you see, once we are criticized, the first thing we want to do is to become defensive. We want to offer excuses. We want to offer reasons. We want to make a lot of explanations to justify what you have done. But that is not how it is supposed to be, right? So it is important for you to put yourself, make yourself a little bit vulnerable, make yourself a little bit acceptable, make yourself, just soften yourself, and don't try to defend yourself. You understand? Don't be defensive, right? And then don't get emotional about it. The person who is correcting you or is criticizing you doesn't really care about how you feel. The person cares about what you have done wrong or what you have not done right? So the person doesn't really care. So there's no point, getting emotional. All right. Now we take this quick commercial break, and when we return, we shall continue to look at the other 3 types of conflict that occurs in the workplace and how you can handle it.
Hi there. Thank you for choosing to participate in our workshop. We're thrilled to have you on this learning journey with us. If you just came across this video online or on our channel, you can access all the workshop videos on our website at jomorc.com or on our YouTube channel at Jomo Mentorship. Looking to take your skills to the next level? Explore our wide range of in-depth courses at elearn.jomorc.com. Here's a glimpse of what we offer. Number 1, business planning and implementation. Number 2, business documentation and accounting. Number 3, business registration and legalization. Number 4, agribusiness establishment and management. Number 5, decoration and event planning enterprise. Number 6, fashion design enterprise. Number 7, food processing and packaging. Number 8, green energy enterprise. Number 9, oil and gas enterprise. Number 10, real estate and construction enterprise. Number 11, technology and security enterprise. And number 12, fintech and e-commerce enterprise. Whether you prefer learning remotely or at your own pace, we've got you covered with our flexible and engaging training experiences. Visit elearn.jomorc.com today and start building the future you deserve.
All right, welcome back from that short commercial break. Now, the third types of workplace conflict is what we call workplace stress. Within a corporate system, there are a lot of stress that exists, and people can easily get stressed, get worked out, get burned out, and all of that. And this can result into a higher class of conflict. When you take our course on counseling and conflict resolutions, you are going to see how we have dissect, some of these issues. Now, how do you tackle this? Prioritize tasks and manage time effectively. Because some of the reasons why people suffer stress, people are stressed, is because they have an assignment to carry out. Before they're able to get to the right path, the right approach to use in actualizing that project, they have tried so many things, so they are tired, they are worked out. You understand? So it is important for you, to coordinate yourself. It is important for you to put yourself together. It is important for you to ensure that whatever task you want to do, carry out your research. If you don't really know how to do it, ask your colleagues, conduct your research and know some of the easiest methods you can use to achieve a quick result. The next is what? Take short breaks to refresh and stay productive. It is important to rest. That is why in many corporate settings you have breaks, right? Those breaks are deliberately put there for you to take some time off the work. Take some time off the work so that you can cool your mind, you can cool your brain, and then you can be a bit more productive. Usually in many workplaces, if you work from the hours of 8 a.m. between the hours of 12 to 1 p.m., you are allowed to take at least 30-minute break to relax and refreshing yourself. Within that time, it's not a time to go and be on your phone, because that is the mistake again a lot of people make, because you are supposed to be on break, but you are not on break. That is the time to maybe take a little refreshment, take a walk, just free your mind and all that. The next is to engage in activities that promote work-life balance, such as exercises, hobbies, and all that. And then you also want to make sure you are making good use of your weekends. Make good use of your weekends, right? The third types of conflict is what we call difficult boss. The difficult boss conflict is a situation where you have a boss that is a very, very difficult person. Of course, there are people that are difficult just by their nature. They are difficult. They are like that. But again, that again can constitute some form of crisis for you, some form of conflict for you, some form of challenges for you, right? So how do you handle this? Number one is to understand their expectations and work style. How do they work? Understand their expectation. What are they expecting from you, right? Then try to meet their expectation at your own terms before their expectation. If they're expecting you to have completed the task by tomorrow evening, why not complete it by tomorrow morning? In that way, you are able to avoid any form of altercation. So beating their expectation is one of the ways that you can use, to mitigate that. And then understanding their work style can also help you. The next is maintaining professionalism and clear communication. It's very, very important that while you are dealing with these difficult people, be professional. Many of them too will be professional. And even if they are not, you should be professional, because by being professional, you're able to handle somebody who is not professional. You can't handle unprofessional person in an unprofessional way. It doesn't work, right? The next is to seek guidelines from mentors on how to navigate difficult management issues. If there are issues, you can reach out to other people, and reach out to senior colleagues and ask them, how do I navigate this? How do I go about this? These are, as they say, he who asks for direction never misses a road. So if you're having challenges with those, there are people who have worked with those people before. Some of them could be your senior colleagues in the same workspace. You can go and ask them, okay, I'm having this challenge with boss. How do I handle it? And then the person can, with that experience, the person can give you some few tips that can also help you. Then being open to the person, letting the person know that you're a bit you feel complicated working with the person, can also give the person a sense of what you are feeling, which will also enable the person to also lose some little guards when the person is working with you. Now let's look at the last conflict. The last conflict is what we call the office politics. Office politics are things that go around: who gets which benefit, who doesn't get which benefit, who gets which award, who gets which nomination, who gets a promotion. These are all of things that that we call office politics. And office politics is one of the things again that can also drive, or that can also result to conflict. And now, how do you handle it? Number one is to stay neutral and avoid gossip. You want to make sure that you don't join any political party in your workspace. When I say political party now, I'm not meaning political party in literal terms, but the various parties and gatherings that have been formed. It's important for you to stay neutral, right? Your loyalty must be seen to be all going round, right? You must be neutral, must be unbiased, and then you must avoid every form of gossip. Then building positive relationship with colleagues. It's important for you also to build very, very positive relationship with your colleagues in order to be able to deal with office politics. The next is to focus on work performance and professional integrity. Focus on your integrity, not politics. not what somebody wants or what somebody doesn't want. And then you also want to make sure that what you focus on your performance. Make sure your performance is good. If your performance is good, even if you are cheated, you will definitely be rewarded for it, because your performance is going to what is going to speak for you. Your integrity is also going to protect you. Thank you very much for participating in this workshop. Like I mentioned, this is the last session of the workshop, and in this session we have looked at different types of conflict within the workplace. We have looked at conflict with colleagues. We have looked at conflict that comes from stress. We have looked at conflict that comes from having a difficult boss, and then we have also looked at conflict that comes from office politics. And all of these conflicts we have also discussed and give you suggestions on how you can deal with them. And we have discussed a number of things in this workshop. I want to believe that this workshop has been very productive for you, and we encourage you to make sure that you implement the lessons you've learned from this workshop. Thank you very much, and see you next.